Hi everybody, my name is Danielle Wilcox. Thanks for checking in with me. And I am starting a video blog. And the subject of my video blog is writing a screenplay. I am a first-time screenwriter. I have written a few shorts in college. I went to Georgia State and part of their communications program specifically for film and television, and I graduated this December, and now I'm like, now what do I do? So I'm hoping to create my first screenplay and use it as a way to get more exposure, to be a segue into film school, have more projects behind me, and thirdly, there's always that possibility that it might get sold, but I don't have high expectations in that regard. It seems as though the goal is right now just to get it finished. So the first thing that I did was find some resources to get me started on a feature-length screenplay. Though they did offer a feature screenwriting course at Georgia State, I was not able to take it due to my schedule working. I was a non-traditional student. I work full-time, and the course is actually spread out over 2 semesters where you write the first Act 1 and Act 2, or part of Act 2 in the course, and then the second half is the rest of Act 2 and Act 3 in the course. So that would have been a little bit too much of an undertaking for me based upon the time range of the classes. So I decided to take matters into my own hands and teach myself using resources like this one, Save the Cat. It's an older book, but I think it's pretty darn good. It's written by Blake Snyder, and it's on Amazon for about $13. This one came from the library at Georgia State, but I love it so much I'm actually going to buy it. You can see this copy is pretty beat up too. And I basically just dove right in, started at the beginning, and he pretty much goes into genre first. And I had a screenplay idea already in mind, and his genres don't really go by names that you think they're going to go by, like horror, comedy, drama, etc. He has his own little quirky names for screenplay genres, and mine is Monster in the House. And if you're not familiar with this book, then it's a thriller, science fiction thriller. I want to talk a little bit more about genre. He basically talks about how you're trying to make something that fits into a genre or two, but at the same time doesn't stray too far from one of the boxes. It needs to be unique, but at the same time fit into a category. So I had to really think about what made my script have a unique element. And I can't even really call it a script right now because it's currently just a bunch of note cards. But I'll move on to the note cards in a minute. So after he talks about genre and has a couple of exercises in the back, which I actually did. That was the other thing I really liked about this book. All of the exercises really do get the creative juices flowing. And I think I actually came up with a concept for a second screenplay while doing one of the exercises. Go me. So after the genre chapter, I had to take a break while focusing on the next one, log lines. Oh my gosh, I am terrible at making log lines. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. My poor little log line is terrible. It's terrible as we speak. I've just decided, after spending a few days on it, I needed to move forward. One, because I actually have to take back this library book. And two, because I felt like if I wrote a little bit on the note cards or just on plain piece of paper, the log line would come. I'm going to share with you what I have thus far. And as this project develops, feel free to pitch me better ones. That's what this is for. Okay, so I'm going to read you the log line that I have thus far. Please don't laugh. Constructive criticism. Constructive criticism. You're going to hear me say that a lot during this blog. Okay. Widow tries to finish her scientist husband experiment, but realizes the fruit of the project, Timmy, may finish her off first. I feel like I can read that better than that. A widow tries to finish her scientist husband's experiment, but realizes the fruit of the project, Timmy, may finish her off first. Dun dun dun. Okay, I didn't get the dun dun dun. So that's where the log line is thus far. And the next thing that I did was, like I said, move past the terrible log line as it stands and move on to the concept, working on the concept, making the concept better, more fleshed out. And I pretty much cast somebody in my mind who I thought would be a great Elsa, who is the protagonist of my film. In my mind, I'm imagining a Vera Farmiga-esque person. Alright. So the next thing I did was watch more movies in the genre Monsters in the House, aka sci-fi thrillers. And some of the ones that I thought were similar to the feel I was going for were Splice, The Woman in Black, and The Conjuring, though that's a little bit darker than where I'm going. And I watched those, and I watched a couple of other movies and other genres to see how the beats fell. I'm going to show you a page. Oh, this chair is loud. Show you a page out of the book. Try to be careful not to show too many pages. Oh, here's another good thing. This is the page in the book that I was referring to, the Blake Snyder beat sheet. This is actually a little copy that I actually do carry around, keep with me. When I see something that looks interesting, I go ahead and fill it out. If I have the 2 hours or an hour 30 minutes to actually sit and watch the movie. Okay. And this is the sheet again in the book. I'm gonna bring it in close. Yeah, right. There you go. And if you don't want to do Blake Snyder's book, there are hundreds of screenwriting books and screenwriting guides, and there's actually a free version of this online. Just that one sheet, but it doesn't really mean much unless you read the book. So after that, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for checking in. Once again, my name is Danielle Wilcox, professionally known as C. Danielle Wilcox. That is what is on the bottom left-hand corner of my scripts. And if anybody wants to reach out to me, please feel free to do that. I am on Twitter, Google+, and you can send me an email.